Hey everyone, this is Chris with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to this week's Cruise and Travel Show. So our question this week is going to be, when are cruises going to restart? And we're going to talk about it right after this. Alright, welcome to this week's show. Today's February the 21st, 2021. And the question on everybody's mind, when are cruises going to restart? When are we going to get back to sailing? When are we going to get back out on that wonderful ocean and then start enjoying our cruise life again? And the answer is, we don't know. I mean, right now, we don't really know anything. There are more questions right now than there are answers. And I wish it wasn't that way, but it's true. There's been no information from the CDC as to when cruises are going to restart, when they're even going to do test cruises. Zero information from them at this point. Everybody's also wanting to know, is my Alaska cruise going to go? I still am trying to figure out, is my Alaska cruise going to go or not? Still don't know. But one thing I did notice this week, and I didn't see an article about it, and I haven't seen an announcement or an email, but as I mentioned before, I have an Alaskan cruise scheduled on May 23rd with Princess Cruise Lines. Well, our final payment due date was actually tomorrow. But I went in on the website, took a look at it, and it has been moved from 90 days down to 60 days, so now it's not due until March 24th. They just adjusted that, but like I said, they didn't announce it, they didn't send an email, I haven't seen an article where Princess has done that for everybody. Now, I don't know if that's because our cruise is one of the very first ones after all the cancellations up until May 15th. So I don't know if they've done this across the board, or is this just because our cruise is like one of the first ones that's supposed to come up. But that still doesn't answer the question, are we even going to get to go? Should we even make the final payment? The answer? We don't know. Right now, cruising is just more uncertainty and unknowns than anything else. And believe me when I tell you, I am really looking forward to putting a show out with answers instead of just questions. But right now, that is all that we have. And the list of questions goes on and on and on. Are we going to have to get a vaccine? Is that going to be a requirement before we get on the ship? We've seen some of the luxury cruise lines put that out. A vaccine's going to be required. But nothing here in the United States yet. If we get the vaccine, do we have to wear a mask? Right now they're saying probably. But they're also saying we could all have herd immunity. And then maybe we don't have to. Just nobody knows. And nobody can give you an honest, straight answer from the CDC, from the government, or from the cruise lines. I mean, the cruise lines, they don't know either. They're in the same boat we are. They're ready to go. They want to sail. They want to cruise and get us back out there. But they're waiting on the CDC to give them the last bit of information they need to get started. And as you probably can tell, I am starting to get a little impatient. Because like a lot of you, I just want answers. I just want to know what's going on. Tell me something. Give me something. But for now, we sit here and we continue to wait. There are positive trends going on down at the Port of Miami. They have come to an agreement to put shore power in there to help reduce the air pollution in the area. So if you're not familiar with shore power, what that basically is when the ship pulls into port, they would plug it in, kind of like, an RV, at an RV park type of situation. But they would be able to plug in the ship for power, turn off the engines. If you've ever been on a cruise before or, seen pictures or videos of them when they're at port, you can see the black smoke coming out the top. Well, that's because they have to keep the engines running in order to maintain the electricity on board the ship. So shore power allows them to plug in, turn off the engines, and reduce pollution. And they're going to be starting that project in the port of Miami. That's a positive. There are still cruise ships being built. New cruise ships are still scheduled to come out this year into the next couple of years. So that's positive. If the cruise lines honestly thought that cruising was completely done in the United States, they wouldn't not be spending that kind of money. Cruises continue to happen in Europe and Asia, and they continue to happen successfully. No problems, no major outbreaks. Health and safety protocols continue to prove that they work. And in my opinion, if this guy from Texas can see this happening around the world, you telling me the CDC cannot see that happening around the world? And they can't get their butts into gear and get a little something started? Makes you wonder. So, I wish I had better news. I wish I had more interesting news. I wish I had the answers to the questions that I know we all have. But for now, we continue to wait, continue to sit here with our fingers crossed for those that still want to try to get to Alaska this season. Is something going to come of that? Are they going to be able to get a waiver and not have to stop in Canada? Is Canada going to be willing to change their mind and let a cruise ship at least make a technical stop there? We don't know yet. I would assume that those negotiations are going on even now behind the scenes, but until either a yes or a no is given, they probably won't tell us anything, or cruises will start to cancel and then we'll know. So that is going to be it for this week. There just was not a whole lot of cruise news this week. Definitely no answers to our questions that we're waiting for. So we're going to keep this short and sweet this week. But I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let's smash that thumbs up button for you. Hit that subscribe button. That way you can keep up with all of our weekly content. And we will see you out on the high seas eventually.